All my friends say you're toxic. Why did I take the dance? I know I should have routed back when I had the chance. I should probably leave you, never call back again, or else I'll never make it out this town. Oh. They say don't bother, think I should run away. You say come holler, now you're calling out my name. Oh, keep calling my name. Oh, keep on calling my name. It was summer 13, yeah, I was young, I was dumb. Had my heart on my sleeve and hella smoke in my lungs. I should probably leave you, never call back again, or else I'll never make it out this town. Oh. They say don't bother.
What's good, brother?
Think I should run away. You say come holler. Now you're calling out my name.
Yo, what's good? What's good, people? Welcome to Monday Night Raw, man. Y'all know what it is. We talk about the pregame, HBCU news around the culture, basketball, football, trending topics, live reaction to big games as we're watching the Women's Elite Eight right now with LSU versus Iowa. Y'all know what it is, man. How you feeling?
Man, I'm feeling good, man. Happy birthday, homie.
Brother. It is my birthday. It is my birthday. It is my birthday. I appreciate it. Appreciate it.
Yeah. How you feeling?
Oh, good, man. Well rested.
Wiser?
Kind of, sort of.
Hey, man, I wonder how you don't got no braids in your beard.
No,
I don't like that.
Yeah, dude. They just beard's thick.
I don't like that. I feel like my braids be protruding, pause if necessary, but I don't like that. I don't like that at all. The more that I think about it, more upset I kind of get about it.
I would trade a gray beard, a non-gray beard for a straight, non-receding hairline any day.
Me too.
All day. DJ, what's good, man? Appreciate it. Man, y'all know what it is when it comes to the pregame. Baseball season has started. So now the pregame will be.
Whoa! I'm finna be ignorant. Woo, we chopping early. I got the candles in the back lit for the ambiance. Ambiance.
Yes, sir. So it
my
is
favorite
baseball.
kid that showed up.
Not my favorite kid. So the
Let's Braves
Braves.
Like all the time. Ooh, but the Braves showed
I'm
up.
trying to get to my standing to get my ESPN got a new mobile app, man. They updated. But anyway, the Braves have started out. They've won 3 of their first 4 games. They are currently 3-1. They have scored a whopping 35 runs, I want to say.
Run it up. And once
35?
again, I said, oh, I ain't got but one good team. What y'all expect me to do? I'm a sports enthusiast and nothing to be enthusiastic about but one team, the Atlanta Braves. Y'all finna get all of this. I'm tearing this mic up. I know Reggie mad because I keep moving it. I don't care though. This is it for me. This is my whole season. In a season, right here.
The season ends at the end of summer.
Think about this. The Hawks, we're going to have to trade Trae Young. This is going to be a tumultuous summer for us. My coach is still Billy Napier. My quarterback is Graham Mertz. Football season, as far as college, is done. Now, Falcons, y'all, I have expectations, but the expectations just hold it in the road. This is one team that I have that I can really, I can happily appreciate. I can the chat said happy birthday. And yeah, I can get excited about it. This is all of my excitement in one place. So yeah, y'all gonna get it.
Yeah, man.
If you don't like it, if you don't like it, you can follow, subscribe, and continue because this is all we have. My bad, I'm excited.
The Braves, yeah. The Braves only have the Braves have played 4 games. They've scored 34 runs in 4 games. I'm gonna say that again. They've scored 34 runs in 4 games.
Come on, everybody,
And
let's do the conga. Boom.
what I'm excited about them in the Braves, I'm watching this game too, but what I'm excited about the Braves is they're not scoring all these runs on the long ball. Pause if necessary. They are playing the short game. Ron Washington would be ecstatic to see this. I mean, happily he's got his own thing going, but they are.
And we support you, Ron, and the Angels. Angels in the outfield. We support y'all.
Yes, sir. I will say, let's do that. Okay, there we go. A lot of text messages. I will say, the Braves have not been hitting a lot of home runs, although we have been hitting them. Austin Riley, Matt Olson, Ronald Acuna, no, not Acuna, Ozzie Albies. They all have been playing, but they really have been balling pretty well in this stretch. And the only game we lost was 5-4 to the Phillies when they had to rally because we were up and they got a phantom ball called instead of a strike. So the Braves 9-3, 12-4, 5-4, 9-0. We are cooking.
Oh, oh, this it for me. Oh, and peace and blessings, Lord. I'm happy. Thank you.
Now,
Don't play
y'all
with me. Do
always
not play with
say,
me.
when it comes to our teams being good, we can tend to be insufferable. And the Hawks went and got DeJounte Murray. We were linked to Shohei Ohtani. But as much as the Braves were linked to Shohei Ohtani, we knew that we were going to have to break the bank. And that's not something Alex Anthopoulos wants to do because he knows he has to sign. He likes his homegrown players. Mike Trout already broke the bank twice. Mike Trout is still good. And at this point, he just wants to, I think he just wants to win. And let me tell y'all how frustrated I would be if I were Mike Trout. Mike Trout, the opening day for the Angels, Mike Trout hit a first inning home run. They had one hit after that. They just pitched around Mike Trout. He walked twice. They pitched around Mike Trout, and the Angels suck. They just never did it again. So if I'm the Braves, I might make this move. But you got to pay Ronnie.
This is the thing. We're gonna have to pay the toll. Number one, I wonder what they're gonna want in exchange. I do think that Ron, being the head ball, he's gonna understand what's reasonably available. I don't think that they'll try to rob him like they might do other people, the Oakland Athletics. And I think that, Ron understands that it's probably not even in his best interest to have Mike Trout on this roster.
From if you want to call it humanitarian aspect, baseball humanitarian, doing whatever, you gotta, if you want to do the right thing and do right by somebody, you gotta trade him. You gotta trade him. He's at the point now. He's wasted away. I don't know if I know of another career that wasted away like this. Did they get a championship? Was he there with Albert Pujols? Did they get one?
Hell no.
Didn't he traded to Anaheim? It was him.
No. Ain't got it. Ain't gonna get it. Unfortunately, unless he comes to the Bravos, but he's the best baseball player during this era. Let's be very clear about that. Like, he's a first ballot he's this era's Derek Jeter without the wins.
I will say he has a no trade clause. I mean, he has the contract of all contracts. He has a contract where he can do whatever he wants. So he would have to approve the trade to the Braves.
Who do you think now? Mike, and I ain't even putting that in there. I think that Mike is good and prudent when it comes to making decisions, and I think this is very clear.
You do? You don't think he could have been traded a long time ago and he just stayed there?
I mean, if you a glutton for punishment, then you're a glutton for punishment. I can't help nobody who don't want to be helped. That's the message there. But as far as I'm concerned, yeah, bro. There is no better place for you to go.
The tea leaves, what I've been reading on the message boards through the comments of these posts is a lot of Atlanta Braves fans, we're kind of content with our lineup. Kalenic, he has struggled. We brought him in from the White Sox. He has struggled. No, Mariners. Yeah. The pitcher came from the White Sox. Chris Sale? Woo! He got robbed, but he was wheeling and dealing, dog, until the Phillies rallied in the 7th inning. But what I was saying, I don't think the Braves necessarily need another bat. I think they need another pitcher. We have 3 good pitchers. We don't know what we got after that.
Hey, man. It's Mike Trout. As long as you're not asking for Albies or Acuna, Matt Olson,
you ain't getting none of them.
Then you can get it. You can get them. Everybody else can get got.
This is harking back to what I was saying. This is 2 games. 2 games. The Braves scored 21 runs against the Phillies on 32 hits in the first 2 games of the season.
Y'all got to.
The Braves have come out swinging. I will say the game that we did win 12-4 was Max Fried's start, who he is not the ace. He is the second pitcher now. Remember, he was the ace last year, which is a good problem to have because Spencer Strider has added 2 new pitches to his arsenals.
That curve, hey, I'm going to tell y'all right now, Spencer strikeout in that curveball going to make y'all hurt yourselves. I can see it now.
But Max Fried, this was at the beginning of the game, 2 outs, 2 on, 2-2 count. This was Max Fried pitching, and this was a called ball. And for y'all that are listening, it's a 98 miles per hour 4-seam fastball down the middle of the plate. The middle of the plate. I can't stress enough how I can say the middle of the plate.
Of the plate it could be. And let me tell you, I actually put it right under this. This is criminal. You should be investigated and you should be charged. This should be against the law, and I'm pretty sure in multiple countries it is. Ladies and gentlemen who are watching, if you notice that rectangle, it is the strike zone. And I know that you're familiar with baseball, or let me teach you. That zone is where you're supposed to throw the ball. If you notice, that ball is right inside of that rectangle. I know it's going 98 miles per hour, so it's going very fast, but it is in the allotted space for strikes. This man called the ball. I'm going to tell y'all, I don't want to be umpire ref guy, but this make it
was egregious. This was just one of 106. See, bases loaded 2-2. We were out of there. This was just one of 166 missed ball and strikes in the opening weekend. 166. I am all for keeping humans to have their jobs. I'm all for we don't need to put everything to AI and, you need it. But, bro, y'all umpires about to get fired.
Well, y'all, no way y'all keep missing balls like this. It was right. What you expect, man? I'm childish. It's April Fool's Day. Reggie birthday. Yeah, we're gonna have some fun today. So yeah, stop cheating the Braves. That's trash. Mike Trout, please be a Brave. And the Braves are cooking. What else we got, man?
Man, shout out to the Oakland Braves, aka the Oakland Athletics, the Atlanta A's, whatever you want to call it. One thing that Oakland is always gonna do is be unified for whatever they're going to be unified for. They have made a decision in Oakland that, okay, y'all going to take our team. We not supporting y'all no way. We don't need to give y'all the money. You know what they did? Little update. You know when that happens. What they did was they decided to not purchase tickets for the game. Friday's opening game attendance was 3,387 people total for the opening day game.
Good.
The minor league team that is staying, which the AAA team for Las Vegas, which is staying in Oakland. No, I'm sorry. Friday's attendance for AAA Las Vegas, his team was 9,742.
Good.
That's
what they deserve.
Mm-hmm.
At this point, y'all have done the city of Oakland wrong. Warriors gone, Raiders gone, Athletics gone. Yeah, I mean, I think that the city should stand up for itself. I think that they should, give the A's the grand old fuck you on the way out. I think that the A's have earned it, and it's disappointing because that city deserves a team. That's the team that has a long history of, sport support, and for the way for them to be treated, especially a city with so many black and brown people, is just trash to me.
Yeah, man, you took, and the thing is, it's not like they've been a terrible city. Like when I say a terrible organization, they have had their problems. The Raiders have had their problems, of course. They're always gonna have their problems. But I mean,
the leadership. It's not them.
It's not the fans. The fans support no matter what.
Die-hard fans. Some of the best fans, honestly, in all sports.
Yep. So hopefully they get another team, but hey, man, I'm all for it. Where are we going from here?
Getting too robbed.
Oh, you get a little bit of violence. Look at a little bit of violence. So what comes with baseball season, I call this the gotta not
be careful. Be careful. I'm gonna tell y'all, me and Reggie been podding so long. Once again, don't forget it's his birthday. Always remember, like, follow, subscribe. I can start to see where Reggie is inching closer to a place that he has no business. But go ahead, turn them on, Reggie. I know what you're finna say. I know
baseball and NASCAR are
say it.
Are for a certain demographic, the majority. They tend to be supported by the majority. Hence the Braves moving to the majority. NASCAR has always embraced the majority. But it's the summer of both. And one thing that they both do is fight. They fight in baseball a lot, and they fight in NASCAR a lot. All you need to do is add a little beer. Add a little beer, add a little rouge.
Whoa. Which one do you think don't have beer to start with?
That's what I'm saying. Get the majority, add a little beer. They're normally from the same demographic. Same little area.
Maybe a tiki torch.
Hey. But so NASCAR driver got so mad, he got bumped and basically got wrecked. He actually ripped his bumper off and threw it at the guy that bumped him, and then they had words afterwards. NASCAR may be the most unpoliced violence place outside of hockey that there is in sports. They do whatever they want to on their track.
You know what I want to call them? Thugs. Look at this. Ain't nothing more thuggish than ripping off your bumper and throwing it.
He ripped off his bumper.
Is this gang related?
He got different colors.
Yeah.
Got different colors. Ooh, LSU better figure out right now. Update 75, 67.
Y'all was heavy on the NBA players for throwing out the blood sign. He ripped his bumper off and threw it at a human, and nobody says anything. Cedro, what up? But yeah, man. So yeah, I need the demographic to act a little bit better. Act like you've been somewhere. This is we don't have the what do they like to say? Let me make sure I say it right. We don't have space for this in our sport. we don't have this. We don't have this time nor the space for this. This is very thuggish behavior. I wonder if he was raised in a single parent. I wonder if he was raised in a single parent household. I wonder if his dad was present in his life. What are the stereotypical things that they throw out there that are only for us and not for them that I want to ask them?
His education was probably low, lacking.
Oh yeah, he probably went to a school without enough money. Did he get his degree? Did he even care about going to school? Or was he just going to school to find a way to get to where he was trying to get to?
So the thing about this is when you go to school, I've had the ability to go to HBCUs, take classes at PWIs, all of that stuff. There's two types of the majority. There's the majority like this, get a little drunk, throw a little bumper every now and then, get upset. But then there's also the majority that just gets drunk and likes to have fun. My man out here bowling,
sir, this
hit the
is
hand.
another one of them guys that's gonna ruin the day for you. You think you and your baby finna go in there and do a little bowl, and he pull out the Harlem Globe, try to pack it up. We go home. We get on the. I'll find a Nintendo Wii and we'll bowl in the house before I bowl with him again.
Yep.
I wish you might.
But
Around
that's how
the
you do it,
world,
man.
back to your, and that's lefty, ladies and gentlemen. Y'all not paying attention. Y'all don't see it. Lefty.
Well, what's cool about that
sir.
is you ain't, like I said, it's two different types of majority. You ain't got to worry about him. You don't mess with him, he might buy you a beer.
Yeah, you keep playing with him, he hit you upside the head with that 12.
Nah, I ain't gonna do that. He ain't gonna do that. But ladies and gentlemen, if we're gonna round this off, it is 77-67 Iowa. It was tied at halftime.
Closing time.
5 minutes left.
For alcohol.
Caitlin Clark has just hit another level. I think she has 7 threes. Iowa basically cannot miss as they miss, but normally they cannot miss. So with that being said, we're gonna take about 2 seconds. I'm gonna refill this beer for celebration, and we're gonna get to our HBCU segment for Monday Night Raw. News around the league as well as basketball and football. HBCU news around the culture. Y'all stay tuned. What can they do, Norwood?
They can like, they can follow, they can subscribe, and y'all can wish my man happy birthday. See you soon. Same bat channel, same bat time.
We'll be right back. Y'all stay tuned.
I feel like Booker T from Harlem Heat.
Big brr. Hey, I got like 4 rings on right now. Ain't shit about me, T. This is a friend truck, not a band truck. This is G-Y-C3. I'm in the cars, I got about 7. I'm in the house of shit, folks. And I'm creeping there for show. East side, watch baby low. I'm sipping red with a Canadian. She said she OVO. I'm sipping trigger with your bitch, or I'm sipping walk with your hoe. Bald head man with the feet that hold that dude it low. He just look like that, don't play with him. He really shoot that foe. That's the answer, my bad cuz. My nigga don't shoot the kid. Ain't pay no rat to put in work. My nigga them do the drill. Hope nobody don't tell my mom I done pop 15 of these pills. She don't like that shit at all, but she don't feel how I feel. She don't kill how I kill. She ain't going on these drills. She ain't seen a nigga hit her up, look like something spill. I been fucked up out these meds since I ever popped the pill. I'm so quick to let some die and I ain't never stopped the drill. You ain't seen what I seen, I can't tell you what I saw. You ain't lost what I lost, that's what turned me to a boss. Can't call you a big dog if you ever sent them off. Y'all be fighting over hoes, but I love her for a mouth. You ain't hopping on the flights, I ain't never took a drought. Lean fuck my teeth up, I put 20 in my mouth. Put 100 on my wrist, put 200 on my neck. Put my 50 on my pinky, I'm just building up my set. I be trying to hide my cup, ain't trying to hear my mama fuss. She told me to stop the Xannies, but made me get on the bus. Now I got the finer things, Bottega designer jeans.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to episode 145 of the Splash Cast Monday Night Raw. I am your co-host, Reggie.
I'm your co-host, Norwood, and our powers combined. We are your HBCU homeboys, and one of us is a year older today.
Yeah, man. Happy birthday to me. We celebrate me today. All about me. You know what I like about? Go ahead.
Also, shout out to my line brother James Ryan Thomas Adams. His birthday is also today. Y'all are the 2 April 1st guys.
You know what I like about getting older and having a birthday on April 1st? Don't nobody do really April Fool's pranks no more. We kind of passed that. And if you and now we've entered the age where people don't do April Fool's pranks on us because they know we don't play that.
Oh no, you better go ahead and play it now. I don't play them games no more. No, don't play no. I don't like no practical jokes. I don't like no pranks.
So a little post today, the little boy out there, Dave and Buster's dude was on the motorcycle ride and he went and got behind him on the motorcycle ride. That'll get you beat up, dog. And first off, since we're here, y'all gotta understand, if y'all pranksters, y'all gotta read the room. If you see an old head in a tracksuit with tattoos on his neck and a black and mild, he's probably not the one to pull a prank on.
You can die today.
he told you. He said, "I will hurt y'all, and some y'all might not go home." Is what he said in the video.
Yeah.
Y'all better be careful out there. They will cook you. But with that being said, man, y'all know what it is. HBCU news around the culture is our first segment. When we turn it up, it is the end of basketball season. We dwindling down to the Final Four. But one thing or one place that HBCUs tend to flourish is in your NIT. We talked about the NCAA women, and then the CIT. What?
You said NI. I said, oh, Lord.
Oh, no. NIT, bro. The tournaments. There's other tournaments as well. The College Insider Tournament was won by Norfolk State's men's team. They raced an 18 points.
For you guys, congratulations. Good win. Yeah, you know, at the end of the day, that's what's most important, is to continue to win afterwards and find a way to lift the program.
Yeah, man. Got to get better. Trophies always bring in more trophies and more support. Hey, we told y'all, and I'm gonna say it every 10. Shout out to Clark Atlanta and Morehouse's coaches. They both said that HBCU is the new stepping stone. But what people Iowa is on fire. They can't miss. It's over with. But you're starting to see the tiers, not just in Division I football, FBS, in terms of going from FBS to FCS, Florida State going to FAMU, for example, Virginia going to Norfolk State. You're also starting to see players from smaller HBCUs move up to larger HBCUs. Former defensive lineman from Clark is one example. Here, he is actually he committed to Grambling. He was all SIAC. He is now committed to Grambling as per his social media. And this is just an example of a larger conversation where you're starting to see this is basically semi-pro football at this point. Semi-pro. This is like this basketball.
No, it's baseball.
Baseball. That's what I meant. Baseball.
Double A,
Yep.
triple A. And depending on where you're going, you can go depending on how you play. All right, pause then. But depending on how you play, you can get to the next level and get to the next level. And then as soon as you get to like the Grambling level, now you're like, you went from Clark, where you're probably not on the NFL radar, to if you play well at Grambling, you can get, you can be a 5th, 6th, 7th rounder. You can be a, free agent signing. There are options here. And if you have another good season, hey, you can do it again. I like the mobility. I like that it gives football players a chance. You know how many people we've talked to who, a lot of people say, oh man, the coach didn't like me. And in some cases, that's honestly kind of true. But this now, if the system ain't for you, or the team ain't for you, or your coach left and went somewhere else, you can make moves too. And I really like that for players so they don't get stuck. I've seen so many good college players just get stuck in a system and for whatever reason it not work, and them still be good football players.
Shout out to Faulkner. I never forget, dog.
Big
Faulkner
facts.
was amazing my freshman year and sophomore year, and then he got hated on. One thing that you didn't mention that you did but did mention, it was an aspect of the NFL draft. The draft coming up this month, in literally 2 weeks. One aspect is the NFL and HBCU players thrive in the HBCU combine, but also they thrive in the local combines. So the local combines is where you'll normally see your non-all team SWAC, MEAC, SIAC players. So players that maybe weren't all SWAC, but they can still go out there and showcase their talents. A lot of times they get that information and get that from the bigger HBCU schools. So you do get more opportunity by going to Grambling. And if you ball out, they're going to say the transfer from Clark Atlanta, and then they're going to put Clark Atlanta up there too. So I like this. I just hope that Clark can replenish the ranks, and recruiting is forever changed. Forever changed.
Oh yeah. We're on a whole different. We're on a whole different ball game. You better be way more polite, and you don't know. Yeah, you got to be way more polite, and you don't know where you might end up and another player might end up. So the best thing for you to do is recruit with some integrity.
Yep. Definitely. Before we go off to golf, let's talk about some basketball. Two things we're going to talk about today. One is going to be Hampton University hired Miss Tamisha Augustine, I'm going to say Augustine, as the new women's head basketball coach. Shout out to Hampton for making moves. Shout out to Matt White working up there. He's been working with the athletic department and working in the administration, already making moves. I hope that this, because I think Hampton's girls team was good when we were there. I hope that this turns out to be a great hiring.
Yep, I think that, I'm excited for the new, because we're going to end up with we have a new women's basketball coach. Congratulations and welcome to the family. And then they're actively looking for they got the men's coach too. We're going into next season. For me, with endless opportunity. We're in the CAA. I think that, if we could have a basketball season like our football season, which is just like, this was a preparatory season for us. I think going into the next season, we could be middle of the pack for us in the CAA. If we could just get some winning inertia in the women's basketball, we could prove that the move to the CAA was worth it and all the moans and groans that came with it.
Man, he ain't never going to prove that to me. Do well enough just to go back to the MEAC, bro. We need to play Norfolk State. We need to play Howard. We need to play all of them. MEAC, get it ready. Y'all know where I stand. My allegiance stands on that. But shout out to Miss Tamisha Augustine. You are charged with turning around Hampton's program.
Yeah, and if MEAC, once again, I'm cool with the MEAC if the MEAC gets it right. But get the money right. Do your part. And then, that's a situation that I think that can be rehashed. But you got to clean up your act first. I think that's the more important part for me.
Yep. And in other news, Jackson State women's basketball coach Tamika Reed, who has been the coach of the year for 3 years in a row. Jackson State has won the SWAC in women's basketball 3 years in a row. They went to the NCAA tournament 3 years in a row. She has been praised by everybody from Dawn Staley to Gino Ariyama, have all praised her. They went undefeated in the SWAC 2 years in a row. She is now a free agent. She is interviewing with Tulane for their head coaching job. Jackson State actually 2 years ago, lost to LSU 83-77 in the first round. And they were up with less than 5 minutes to go, but they ended up blowing it. So she knows how to coach up. The talent Absolutely. That she has, she coaches up, and she knows how to recruit. Jackson State, this is not like the Dion situation. Dion was so loud and vocal that he created something that was going to stay there for a couple years after he left. Not saying Tamika Reed has not built a legacy. I do think that they'll keep going. But you ain't going to be able to replace her. I'm not going to say you won't be able to, because there's other coaches that need it, but it's going to be difficult. And a lot of times, I played a game. I used to play Call of Duty and all of that stuff. A lot of times, it's easier to go ahead and buy the level 5, if the level 5 is the highest, the level 5 gun, versus get the level 0 gun or level 2 gun and try to level up. And level up. Same thing with Tamika Reed. It's going to be hard to find somebody that's that good that you're going to be able to pay. It's going to be hard to find somebody that's even near that good that you can afford, or that you don't want to break the bank for. So if you don't want to break the bank, then y'all going to have to take a step back. I wouldn't do that. I would pay Tamika Reed whatever we could afford. Whatever we could afford. That's just my 2 cents. Y'all should do that. Good.
Yeah. The more important part is to keep yourself where you're at and ascend. That is going to be focused on keeping the same level of coaching, if not improving, if you can. This is not a game where you just restart and think that you're going to, like, your team is just going to carry you, because the transfer portal and your players are moving way faster. So the thing that you have to do is invest and continue to invest.
Yeah, got to do it, man. And she's
you better call Dawn. She just sent one to Allen. See if she got another one over there for y'all.
Yeah, you got to do it. Got to do it. Before we go, this is not HBCU related, but we go for the blacks. Y'all know we go for the blacks. We go for the blacks. Zoe Slaughter, Texas A&M University's first black woman golfer. She made history back in 2021, and she's been playing well ever since. She continued to make history as this year she played a pivotal role for the team, reaching the NCAA National Championship by shooting her fourth best round in NCAA in A&M history. So we just wanted to shout out Zoe Slaughter. She's been playing really, really, really well, and that team has elevated as she's gotten better. So shout out to Zoe.
Oh, I think her name actually is Zoe Slaughter. But yes, especially where that school is located. Yeah, it's just, College Station. It's not a ton of black people to be there, and then to be elite is a whole different ball game. Congratulations, and we hope to report and talk about you way more in the future.
As you get older, you really start to really take pride in younger siblings, younger cousins, younger generations doing well. She started playing golf from her grandfather. He taught her the game. He learned how to play as a caddy before he was allowed to play. And then when he got so good that he got a full ride when Prairie View A&M started their golf program back in the day. So, and that's where she got her inspiration. And now it's come full circle as she is now an NCAA champion, SEC champion with Texas A&M. So shout out to Zoe, man. That is great. Shout out to Zoe Slaughter. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we moving today. We moving. Got a few things. We about to get into the nitty gritty now. Got a few things we're going to talk about with basketball news around the league, women's NCAA basketball, which y'all got to get together. Men's NCAA basketball, y'all are trying. And then we're going to talk about some NBA Hawks and playoff pressure as it gets down to the end of the season. I think we got 9 games to go, 9 or 8 games to go. So y'all stay tuned. We're going to take a little bit of a break. And then we'll be right back with our basketball segment of episode 145 of Monday Night Raw.
And when you come back with your beverages.
Celebration.
Loaded.
Yes, sir. Just like
said that, I meant that.
Hawks turn that game around. We'll be right back. Y'all stay tuned. Episode 145.
Oh, Lord, I done got so into the part. I didn't even look down there and see what the score is.
We'll be right back. Y'all stay tuned.
Steady.
Come take a shot with me tonight. Dance till we can't beneath the light. Like we never left when we collide. Let's celebrate toast and drink the life.
Ahora dónde estás, ve como es de rico recordar. Esta noche solo you and I. Te quiero sentir, then press rewind.
Hey, you've been acting stingy lately. Wonder if you take me serious. Don't hold that against me, baby. I'm not sober, I'm just curious. What I gotta do for me to prove I never lose? I can't lose this moment. What would you do if you was in my shoes? Make an excuse, you wrong if you postpone it.
Uy, un shot conmigo es lo que hay. Apaga la luz que no te vas. Qué rica si mami natural. Como estás de chima que moral.
Come take a shot with me tonight. Dance till we can't beneath the light. Like we never left when we collide. Let's celebrate toast and
No me
drink the
importa
life.
ahora dónde estás. Ve como es de rico recordar. Esta noche solo you and I. Te quiero sentir, then press rewind. Dijiste que no y te quedaste. Ven, yo te trato fino como antes. También no estás prendida, no.
And we're back as Norwood is pouring up, ladies and gentlemen, with our basketball segment of episode 145 of the Splashcast Monday Night Raw. Got a few things we're going to talk about today. I'm looking at the list over here, man. We have our drama with the NCAA. That boy got a little Remy over there? Is that wine?
No, little Vino to start. We'll do a little bit of, crown for the actual football segment, basketball. Let's be adults here. Reggie just turned 50, so least we could do is.
Now I'm 50. So
you thought you was gonna make it. Wait. You thought you was gonna make it through this episode without a shot at your age?
So basketball, man. So it was NCAA tournament time. I will say shout out to the men's basketball. They have taken advantage of this moment. They have done well. We've had a pretty good anytime you have an 11 seed make it to the Final Four, you know it was a good tournament. So shout out to the men's basketball tournament. You have NC State beat Duke, Purdue beat Tennessee. You had Alabama beat Clemson, and Connecticut beat Illinois. And I will say Connecticut looks by far better than everybody else.
And this ain't necessarily a I told you so moment. This is more I just surprised the hell out of myself. I think I hit on every one of the predictions minus the Jazz. I think I might have hit on every prediction. Spot on. And I think I won 18 beers yesterday.
From who?
3 6-packs. Who? You.
I was celebrating. I ain't see nothing this weekend.
I didn't think until I looked and I was like, oh, I hit on 1, hit on 2. And then you look down like, oh, I ain't had a weekend like this in a long time. So yeah, I'm excited.
Man, so you had all of this news of you had all of this news of Final Four, and I clicked on Bleacher Report, and let me tell y'all what was the first thing that came up on Bleacher Report to try to see what NCAA men's basketball news they were gonna have. Diddy's accused drug mule is alleged former Syracuse basketball player Brendan Paul, who played there from 2018 to 2020 before he left the team. Well, we know how much money he was making. Somebody said that's too much madness for 1 month. He is the drug mule. He allegedly had Brother Love's got arrested at the Miami. He had Brother Love's inspiration.
My money up. Now I can't re-up. Hold on. 3 cuts in your eye trying to wild out. Boy, you gotta stop listening to Jay-Z hanging out with P. Diddy. You are looking unusual.
Yeah. That is crazy.
That is a person who's going to tell. No, go back to the middle one. He gonna tell. He gonna tell on you. First of all, this is a really, 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 really weird partnership. Brendan Paul, Syracuse basketball. So many good. Yes. How did y'all get to that? Makes Diddy? I hate to say it, but this looked like Diddy do it.
Yeah. I mean, you did get the most unassuming person to be it. I mean, it's a genius plot.
No, but also it looks this looks like guilt. How old is this kid? I don't
2018 to 2020. So 18 to he's 27.
Diddy, you 50 something. What are you and him doing together? Don't ask questions you don't want the answer to, Norwood.
How about to say
25. He's 25 years old.
Nah. Well, I mean, why else would a 57-year-old man know a 25-year-old dude? There's only so many questions. Drugs is one of them.
And you heard what he liked.
You know about I'm about to say, if you know about the allegations, it may be more than one reason, but we ain't going there.
Yo, the cocaine Molly cocktail is crazy, my boy. That
when you start okay, so all right, y'all. This may get edited out, but we gonna say it anyway. When you start hearing stuff like cocaine Molly cocktail, you know whatever happened after taking that had to be sketch. Because you're not in your right mind. And whatever was going on had to be wild. You know what that sounds like to me?
Right on that Mario Kart Rainbow Road. You
know what that sound like to me? That sound like Quaaludes in the 70s. That's what that sound like to me. Let's try it. And then let's not. You outside your mind and other things. So, like.
Oh, hell no. That boy Diddy came in with that pixie dust and said. Yeah,
That's
boy.
another time. I seen that at a CNU party. They had pixie sticks of that. Of that inspiration.
Not me. I ain't see. That's the reason I ain't go over there. There wasn't nothing over there for me. That's problematic. What? Oh, let me get right on back to the Hennessy and Black and Mild. I know where I'm comfortable at. I know exactly where I belongs and where I do not belong. And I'm gonna tell y'all, over there with the pixie sticks is a pixie no, not no hell no. See you later. Adios, mi amigos.
So we talked about the men's. We'll get to the women's here in a second. We talked about the men's. North Carolina State beat Duke.
Eddie Winslow, ladies and gentlemen. Eddie Winslow.
Again. Eddie Winslow has left and reinvented himself as a 24-year-old college student named DJ Burns, who started out at Tennessee, then left and came to North Carolina State. In all actuality, and just joking, but he is a beast. He's a grown man playing basketball. At the end of the day,
he brings back intelligent basketball, smart basketball. First of all, what y'all don't know is he got them pardons on. James be finding a way to find himself into the right places with the right people. Well, he got them hardens on, and he does look like Eddie Winslow, and that comes with his own set of issues from that. And yep. But outside of that, man, I like that he plays smart matchup basketball. This is not analytics. It's not let's shoot 45, three-pointers a game. Let's not foul bait and try to shoot 20, 50 free throws a game. No, I'm bigger than everybody else. Throw me the ball in the paint, and I'm going to fix it. I'm going to score or I'm going to move the ball. He's left-handed. He can get he got post moves. And yeah, hell yeah. This is how I won 6 beers is. It's the hot hand. That's exactly what I told you on Saturday. I said, sometimes you just got to rock the hot hand. I don't care about the seeding.
Well, Duke was winning, and then they just went to him every play. They went to him, and Filipowski, as good as y'all think he is skinny. And when you have the COVID years, you have the transfer portal years, and you have a 24-year-old man playing basketball, there's nothing that you can do. He was crushing them. And also, NC State plays good defense. And there's nothing that Duke can do. And even the Duke fans were talking trash to him. And he was like, bro, y'all can talk trash to me, but y'all season over with.
Season over with. See you next year. You won't see me next year, but adios, mi amigos. But this is the conversation that me and Cedric were having offline. And he was like, oh, Filipowski. Cedric's not the biggest Clint Capella fan. And I was like, I can understand how you might not be the biggest Clint Capella fan, but if you're Atlanta Hawks, you can't get rid of Clint Capella. And he's like, oh, yeah, you just draft Filipowski. This is why you don't draft Filipowski.
No, you can't draft Filipowski. Not for that. He's more stretch five.
And yes, correct. But and maybe him and Okongwu off the bench work. But this is just like DJ Burns did this. Embiid is gonna do this. Joker is gonna do this. Wemby is gonna do something similar to this. All the big guys are just gonna mash you. And Filipowski, while I like him, and I do think that he's going to be an Atlanta Hawk because, we love Duke players. And I think that we've done well with picking Duke players. He just don't have the physicality for this. He probably won't ever.
Yeah,
DJ took that man for a ride.
Yeah, and even if they won, I don't know if he was going to be able to stop Zach Edey either. Zach Edey is 7'4", and he's 280 pounds. From Purdue, he had 40 points and 20 rebounds and 5 blocks in the game against Tennessee. Shout out to Dalton Knecht now. He's probably a lottery pick, if I'm not mistaken. Had 37 points. It was the first time in the NCAA game history where 2 opposing players scored over 50% of their team's points.
Now, this is a guy who I do think could potentially in the future replace Clint Capella at 7 feet. He doesn't. He ain't a shooter though. He's just massive
Capella.
Body in the paint. He's Clint younger. That's it. Big in the paint. He gonna block shots in the paint. Now, I do think that. How tall do you think Clint is?
6'10".
Yeah, this kid Zach Edey's 7'2"?
4. So 7'3". If he's listed at 7'4", you assume he's 7'2", 7'3".
He's probably has enough size to deal with Embiid a little bit better.
Hey, yo, that was right there.
You're right. You're right. I said it.
But I will say, Zach Edey took like 20 free throws this game. And one thing that he does know how to do that you cannot teach is just be tall. Just be tall. He got there and it's like, okay, you're going to have to foul me. Either you're going to have to foul me or I'm going to shoot this layup. And that's basically what they did. So now you have Purdue against NC State. You have Zach Edey versus Big DJ Burns. And then you have Alabama versus UConn. Now, Alabama versus UConn, I do not expect for this to be a game. UConn probably has the third best big man in this tournament. They are the defending national champions, and at this point, I don't really see a team that can stop them because they share the ball. Is basically what I'm trying to get to. They share the ball really, really well. They beat Illinois by 25.
Ain't much you can say. Hey, that is one of the points
Cleveland,
that I
that's
do
his name.
enjoy
He's
about college
7'2".
basketball is the teams that play just team basketball, because it looks like I've spent time trying to follow EuroLeague a little bit more, because every time I watch a clip of EuroLeague, it's really good basketball. All of this dribbling the air out of the ball is dead. You better either pass the ball, cut, or move. It's none of this other ISO for 15 minutes and dribble the air out of the ball, dribble. No, they're playing basketball. And I think that the connection between soccer and basketball allows for a lot of those guys to understand spacing and three-man passing a lot better than some of our basketball players. And I think that it
Appreciate it.
it helps them see the floor and move better. Minus Luka.
Yeah.
Y'all know I'm a Luka fan, but he gonna dribble the air out of that.
And then if there's any left, Kyrie gonna do the rest. I will say there was a lot of good basketball played in the men's basketball this week. This whole tournament, this was some good basketball. It was fast, it was free flowing outside of your Virginias or whatever. But if you notice, they got all them sorry teams that don't do no scoring. They got them right up on out of here. They said, "No, y'all got to go." So it was pretty good, but y'all know what we really came to see. We came to see the women play. NCAA women's basketball was the game. They're actually, and you know what's crazy? Normally the Final Four for the women comes before the men in the Elite Eight. They're playing the second part of the Elite Eight today. Update: Iowa just beat LSU today. Today, right? Yeah. Iowa beat LSU. So they won 94-87. Caitlin Clark got her revenge. So you have that. And now you have USC and Connecticut. You already have the Final Four that starts, Wednesday? Thursday? No, Friday. Final Four starts Friday. You got North Carolina State. Appreciate it, Russ. Shout out to North Carolina State. They got 2 teams in the Final Four. UConn is trying to be the second school to do that if they win today against Juju.
Who picked that? I said it. I said the storyline was too good. I said you got 2 teams in. You know they finna do it. You know they're gonna do it.
Yeah.
I'm here. I'm here for the girls, man. And that typically me every other time in my life I said that it meant something else. Today, now this is one thing I will say. Shout out to my barber Ed. My dog, I told him, I said, hey, I understand this, but you don't have to look very long to figure out who's going to win what game. All of the people who they want to see play are going to make it to the next one, the Elite Eight. Now, in the Elite Eight, that's what's going to trim the herd right there. But all of those people, you knew Paige Buck was going to make it. You knew Juju was going to make it. You knew they was going to have Caitlin, and you knew that they was going to have Angel Reese and Flau'jae. It was without a doubt. And that's how your league is supposed to go. People want to see these people, and this is what we want to see. Now, let's do. We just saw an excellent game between, Iowa and LSU. And continue to put out the stars. This is the one thing that the women have that the guys don't. Stars. Every team has a star which easily can be identified. And you have an emotion to. You either want to see Caitlin Clark lose because you don't want to see Iowa go further. You want to see LSU win because, you know, they kind of do their own thing. Juju, you just want to see her kill people. And then Paige is fun to watch.
Paige is an inspiration story because she was having an MVP type year last year and tore ACL. What I will say, the storylines, the difference between men's and women's basketball, and this is the reason I picked on the weekend, the reason I picked what they picked, was because this was the moment that the women had, in terms of growing the sport, had to take advantage of. There was, this year with all of these stars, there was no need or no room for upsets. The men, because they don't have as many stars, what makes the men's game attractive this year was all the upsets. That's why we were happy. You got an 11 seed at the
Andre Drummond, but he just had the worst
flop in the history of flopping, bro.
He said, "Ain't nobody calling that foul. Nobody touched you, man. You 8 feet tall. If somebody touched you, they would have saw it, bro. My bad."
But yeah, so with the women, you couldn't afford any upsets, so they ended up bringing Juju Watkins and Paige Booker. They're playing Caitlin Clark versus LSU, which now turns into Caitlin Clark versus South Carolina. So you have that entire, this was just this game's today. They still had South Carolina who played well.
Hey, the script writers doing their job, yo.
They are for women's basketball.
That's what we appreciate. Y'all right there.
They doing their job, but somebody ain't editing because they done had this is something I ain't never seen before in my life. The 3-point line distance in Portland, where the Final Four is being played currently between Connecticut and LSU, the 3-point line distance was different on one side of the court. And no, it was not different by, pause this entire conversation, by a little bit, by 1 or 2 inches. Pause if necessary. It was different by 9 inches. Jesus Christ. Pause. But.
Damn. The boy said he saw it now.
Be like, you know what? They measure. There's nothing you can do. Like, yep. That's it.
It's there's a lot of things here. Now, it is very, very obvious that it was not the same distance. The other part is you know that is one singular person's job. That person been doing that job for as long as that job has been done. So now y'all got to go find Randy and see where he did. Hey, Randy.
Oh, I disagree 100%. There ain't no one person job to line the court. There ain't one person. No, I don't think so. Not for the Final Four. I think they about to fire an entire contracting company. Y'all might as well go ahead and dissolve the company. This was probably your major contract. Y'all will go make it
all year to do this.
Bruh, if you're the University of Oregon, you can't sign the people that did this. You can't do that. No, that's it. It's over with, bruh. And then they played and North Carolina State and Texas both agreed to play despite one 3-point line being closer than the other. The crazy thing about this story is that they didn't find out until that Elite Eight game, which means they played all the other games in that arena during the tournament with an uneven court. Now, Texas's coach, y'all know Texas, the Texas majority males of a generation tend to say whatever they want to say without saying what they ever want to say. So they do stuff. He said, and I'm a quote, "I didn't say this, but if I were somebody else, I would just say it had to be the women. It had to be the women's tournament. Of course, it's the NCAA women's tournament." And I get what he was saying like, yo, they would never do this in the men's tournament. They would have all of this buttoned up, but it just came off so wrong.
Sometimes you just gotta shut the fuck up. And this is one of the times where you should just be like, you know what? I shouldn't say that. I said it. You know how many times a day me and Reggie, I just did this with Reggie 1 second ago. I was like, I can tell what you're thinking. Before you start saying it out loud, pause and reconsider. Same thing here, bro. Sometimes,
yeah, but that's like, us. White men don't have that. They don't have that. That is not in their DNA. I don't have to reconsider that I said something wrong. Yeah, no. Why would it be? Come on now.
Reggie said, yeah, no.
Yeah, no, they ain't there. But that's crazy though. That is crazy. That is crazy that they ended up having that happen. But again, Now you have Iowa versus South Carolina. South Carolina, for the 15th time as a South Carolina head coach, Dawn Staley cuts down the nets. Either at SEC
times?
or SEC.
What is everybody else doing? Y'all just watching? Yep.
Yeah,
There you go again.
it's easy to watch when you can't do nothing about it.
Watching and hating.
Yeah, you can't do nothing. What you gonna do?
You right? Call God.
And Dawn, now you know what I like about Dawn? Yes, this is 15 years and all that stuff, but Dawn be keeping it real. And I will say, shout out to Raven Johnson, Westlake High School, on their win.
every week, bro. Every athlete that ever done played any sport. Oh yeah, shot put. He threw the shot put 40, 50,000 yards. He threw it so far. He threw it out the stadium. You know where he went to school? Westlake High School.
We got a couple of Olympians there. Yeah, we got them too. But Raven Johnson was like, yo, nobody can guard us. And that's something I've noticed about South Carolina this year. They are more vocal. They are like, look, we play defense. Nobody can guard all five of us. There's nothing that you can do. We're 37-0. It's over with. Now, Dawn is like, how you going to say they can't guard us and we gave up a 22-point lead? They came all the way back.
Parent. Dawn is the black parent that will ruin anything you say. I don't never do this.
You don't do what? Now, what we going to do? Now,
Ooh.
shout out to my
you know what's next. I don't care who tell it now.
Shout out to my wife Candace. She says her saying is people add a little paprika to the story. Yeah, I mean you'll never know what real paprika is. It's just there to make it look good. Yeah,
Little razzle dazzle on the top.
little razzle dazzle.
What you may or may not be sprinkling is up to you, man.
But I'm looking forward to it. South Carolina versus Iowa, North Carolina State versus the winner of UConn versus USC. Right now, USC is up 11-6. I will say, men, this is cool. Y'all did have a good tournament. Y'all need to switch to 4-quarter format. The women's game is not as high scoring, but it is so much more entertaining as just a 4-quarter format. So y'all should do that soon and very soon.
Why are me and Reggie telling you blatantly obvious things? We have regular jobs and we're sports enthusiasts with one of the best podcasts you've ever heard in your entire life that you should all like, follow, and subscribe. But this is, is there any self-awareness at all?
They'll have to
least
do
bit.
Well, you know what I always say, follow the money. You know that they get all them rule changes pushed through with football every year. It'd be a new rule. It'd be new something every year in football.
Oh! And you know what? I want to bring this up now. College football immediately said, "Oh, y'all changed the kickoff rules. We're gonna look into doing the same thing." You see how swift it is. Hey, I see what they're doing. Let's do the same thing so our product can look like their product. Y'all still playing 2.5.
Y'all play like high school. Well, middle school.
Stupid.
So I will say, man, I'm excited. I am happy that the women's game is taking off. I would like to, I think there's about to be a meteoric change in men's basketball again. With the closing of Overtime Elite, that pretty much signals that they're going to start investing back into NCAA men's basketball. To me, that's what that signifies to me.
I mean, okay, so I'm going to actually tell you, I don't think that means that. I think the Overtime Elite just didn't make any more sense with NIL. So I think that you're going to have, I think that one of the things that I forgot where I heard this or saw this, where the new thing is just now, everybody's going to go to the G League first. You're going to get drafted. And then if you're not Wemby, you're going to take your ass to the G League. Now, I think that to a certain degree, that kind of circumvents. I agree. It kind of circumvents like the plan or doesn't make the most sense. But it's basically like the minors in baseball. All right, no, get you into the system. Mm-hmm. And let's see what you look like. And if you're good enough, then fantastic. If not, we'll reconsider.
Well, then if that's the case, there's no need to have an NBA draft of more than one round televised. I don't need to see the second round. If you're gonna do that, that means to me after pick 10, everybody going to the G League. It's very, very rare, that you'll find somebody.
Ain't you a Hawks fan?
Yes.
Oh, okay, when's the last time? Our early draft picks still don't play. I mean, I think that's just
That's not like G League. That's why would I watch it? That's what I'm saying. Ain't no point in watching it. Hell, if Giannis got drafted today, not today's Giannis that got drafted today, he would have gone straight to the G League. If in that case of what you're saying, 'cause he was 17, he was drafted after right before John Collins. Hawks tried to trade up and get him. Somebody got him. The Bucks traded up and got him.
that was my guy. That was my guy. I was like, oh yeah,
He said, I'm better than everybody, and then went and dunked on the whole camp. I was like, oh, yeah, get him. Bucks said, we'll give up 2 first-round picks. It worked out. But
don't hate it. Don't hate it.
I will say it did work out. Let's move on to some basketball, into NBA basketball, man, where the Hawks are the third. The Hawks are the third hottest team in the league. The Hawks are. 1 is Texas. 2 is Texas, and then 3 is Atlanta. When I say Texas, it's Houston and Dallas, who actually ended up playing against each other in the battle of the winning streaks, and Luka won. But the Hawks, without Trey,
who
are 12-10, really about to be 13-10, and I want to say, out of those 22 games without Trey, I want to say 11 or 12 of them were without Jalen Johnson, DeAndre Hunter, Okongwu, among Kobe Buffkin. We still had other injuries. And then we ended up playing. I mean, we also played like the best teams in the league.
We're doing a lot of things. We beat arguably the best team in the NBA twice. We're
Celtics.
playing with, out of the available players, we're playing with at least 3 guys I believe that should be G League or worse. The Matthews brothers.
Hey man, but you gotta put some respect on him now. The white one, the albino, he been cooking them threes.
Foul.
Oh, we ain't worry about that. That's not what you here for. We ain't hire you for defense.
He get cooked so bad on defense. I'm talking about put him in the air fryer, put him on 400 for 20 minutes, come out crispy. But Garrison Matthews, Wes Matthews, Trent Forrest, these are guys that are not rotation players in the NBA, and they are winning without them. But if you notice, we also look at the points per game. With Trey, 124 points. What have I told Reggie? We give up 30 points a quarter every quarter when Trey plays. This is the reason we average 124 points per game to give up. As soon as Trey is out, the offense goes down, sure. But look at the defense, 112 points a game. We can now win.
And that's after allowing 130 something, and we got blown out after we played the Celtics 2 games, 2 times in 3 days.
It's just a much more manageable game for us. And also, like I told y'all, Murray's averaging almost 9 assists. I told you that any good guard on the Atlanta Hawks is going to average 9 or 10 assists. So if you getting 10 or 11 assists, as a person who I consider the best facilitator in the NBA, you're not doing enough.
I agree with a lot that you said. I got pushback on that point though.
Hold on, because I got some own personal pushback. I have thought about this for a long time, and I will say that the Hawks are one of the teams that has had the benefit, as if applicable, of the referees swallowing their swallowing their whistles after All-Star. The game has been a lot more physical.
Boston was a football game.
Yeah, the game, clearly Adam Silver got with the referees and said, "Hey man, that tic-tac is dead.
You ain't got a lot to kick it at him. We know you had the conversation. Yes. Just say you ain't got a lot to kick it."
And I want to be very clear that we have to. I'm fair. So I'm going to say that the Hawks have benefited that more than probably most. But the other part is, if you're going to play more physical, Trey ain't the guy who has the physicality for that. So we could still possibly end up in the same situation because, I mean, you saw what Boston was doing. He ain't gonna do nothing but get mad and try to beat Jason Tatum by himself if they start pushing and trapping.
So I'm gonna play on
which they do.
I'm gonna play the other side of that argument. without Trey, it took DeJounte Murray basically saying it don't matter. I have to shoot all the shots. I do agree that the defense has gotten better, and of course that's going to happen with Trey. But the biggest change that I've seen with Trey not playing is that more shots going to DeAndre Hunter, more shots, even though I'm not really a fan of Bogey starting. And when he has started during this stretch, he always starts slow. He started slow tonight. He had 2 points. And then in the third and fourth quarter, he be cooking, because that's what he's used to. But you have more shots for Bogey. Bogey has the ball more in his hands a little bit more. And then, of course, you add in Jalen Johnson. The blueprint is there for this team to be good with Trey. It's there, but Trey has to buy in. You have to treat Trey like Steph Curry. You have to hide him on defense, and he has to play off the ball and run around and then create off the dribble, but he can't be the facilitator. And this team win because all he's going to do is spam pick and roll. DeJounte Murray, the biggest thing that I've seen with DeJounte Murray is that they run offense. He doesn't always have to have the ball. He defers to Bogey, who just ran the pick and roll, and then they pass it over to Hunter for the three. And you have all of this free-flowing offense. You got to hit that, Hunter. But you always have free-flowing offense with DeJounte at the Trey at the point guard is so stagnant. And that is my biggest gripe. If Trey can be the two, we can figure out defense. I think for the most part, if we can have an efficient offense, our efficient offense will elevate our defense. But you gotta buy in, dog. Trey, you gotta buy in to being the number two.
And I will say a little bit of that is because he got 44 points on 44 shots. But once you lose,
yeah, I'm about to say you got to kill him on that too now.
Yeah, but I mean, he was in a situation where, all right, well, I don't have Trey, so I don't have my $40-50 million volume scorer. I don't have Jalen Johnson, who's another 16 points a night, and Bogey is remanded to the Trent Forrest, Matthews brothers, Bruno Fernando lineup. Then yeah, when I'm in there, Hunter's not. It's just really him and Hunter to shoot the ball. Everybody else is just kind of Veet gonna get whatever he can get.
Ooh, shout out to Veet.
And which is no reason we should. I'm not even gonna talk about Veet because it pisses me off. But Capella, that's just not his bag. So in that case, yeah, when you're down to that and it's just really two people shooting, then yeah, you got to do all of the shooting. But I look at this team and think that, I mean, if we could, why we don't play AJ Griffin is mind-boggling to me. But if you put AJ Griffin,
we already established. I think we can stop asking that question because it's got to be something off court. His injuries, one, but that's an excuse. It's something going on. I honestly don't expect him to be here next year. Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if he's a Buck. Not if a Buck. I'm sorry, somewhere else.
If you could get Buffkin back, if we could play with our top 9 players, then this team could be good without Trey. So if we had another $40 or $50 million to spend, we could cook with gas. Because that's all Murray needs is a guy who is equal to him on defense. And I don't think that he's the best defender. I think that he does a good enough job that if we had a guy who is just that good, but also 3-and-D, then yeah, we could make something happen. Mikal Bridges, whenever you're ready. Come on.
Yep. Now Trey did get a T for stepping on the court. I will say I am happy. Him and DeJounte, whatever, and that's why I'm holding out hope for the end of this year. I would love to see how Trey ingratiates himself into the lineup for the play-in because he's supposed to be back then. But he's been for the whole game. He's been there every game. Him and DeJounte have been talking. They've had conversations. I've seen multiple times of him, DeJounte, and Quinn and the assistant coaches all talking just together because we've been blowing people out. I mean, we're about 15 now.
He's like, I will give him credit. He is cheerleading. He is yelling.
He's involved in the play in the timeout huddle. He's there. Reality, I think, setting in.
Yeah, I think that life has tapped him on the shoulder and said, I mean, the AJC just posted an article saying, are we better without him? And I know he reads the newspaper. I know his dad reads the newspaper. And it's the Atlanta Journal-Constitution. You ain't skipped that, big dog. You know, somebody tagged you in that on Twitter. Every day we move. They looking like they might move on without you. So yeah, best thing you can do is be a team player. But to me, I just see this reminds me too much of Summer League, where we watch, oh yeah, Trey gonna play off the ball, Trey gonna play off the ball. Then as soon as regular season start, just like who said, DeJounte, oh, we practice one way and play a whole different way.
If that happens this time, I think it'll end up being a me or Trey situation. When I say me or Trey, me being the rest of the team. I don't foresee them getting a taste of good basketball. This is good basketball, right? I don't foresee them getting
basketball we've played all season without still
right
two of our top 7 players.
And I don't think us getting a taste of good basketball, especially for like Bruno, who's been balling, Veet, who's been playing out of his mind because he's finally getting minutes, even though it's all about injury related. He's there, and everybody's elevated. I don't see us going back and just saying, "Oh, we're just gonna go with Trey." There's gonna have to be a talk or some type of move. And honestly, I think Trey's probably if we get to the point where Trey's is not gonna work, the news is gonna say Trae Young requests a trade, but it's not gonna be. It's gonna be a mutual disillusionment of the contract.
You already seen where. Perkins is like, oh, no, I think it's time for him to go. Now, a lot of these players, a lot of these people just kind of look at Trey's box score and still have him at that value. I'm not sure what the GMs are going to have him valued at. Specifically on this, I mean, DeJounte is on a team-friendly deal. We could actually, as the salary cap goes up, we could have some money again if we move Trey. And you know what the wrestlers want to do? They don't want to pay that luxury tax. One way to not pay the luxury tax?
Trade.
Get rid of your most expensive asset.
And they talking about sending them to San Antonio. Ironically.
Nope. See, there are 2 places as ownership. You can't send them. Can't send them to San Antonio or Wemby. You can't send them to LA. Those are 2 off the board. You got a Cam Reddish him, unfortunately.
No, that's not off. Because remember, NBA is different. Ain't no in NFL, they can say, we sending you to Siberia, and you just got to sit there and take it. When you're Trae Young, I'm sending you to the Lakers. I'm not playing for the, I don't know who they would send him to. That's really, 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 really bad. Whoever's really, 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 really bad. Well, I'm not playing for Detroit. I'm not playing for Detroit. You know what I mean? I'm not playing for Charlotte. He can say, I'm being Trey. He can say, I'm not doing this. And you have to respect it.
He's not going to the worst team. He's not going to go to one of the worst teams. And, I mean, the Spurs, like, as bad as they're considered one of the worst teams, that's one of the best situations for him. You might not never have to play defense again.
Spurs can make it work.
If you go there. But
Spurs can make it work.
He's not going to go to the Pistons. Probably not.
That's where I was sitting.
Probably.
I get all them young players. Give me everything, whatever you got.
Now, the Raptors the Raptors and the Nets, I think, are the most interesting to me. I keep seeing this Lonzo Ball thing keep popping up, and I'm like, no. As much as I don't think that Trey fits this team. Lonzo Ball, I have to see him be healthy first. If he's healthy, then I would 100% take Lonzo and something else. But unhealthy Lonzo, I can't do it.
Yeah.
But I think that there are options out there. I think that you also probably send him to the Western Conference. Not the Grizzlies. Can't send him to the Jazz.
The more you talk about this, I'm telling you, you're gonna go through and it ain't gonna be about 4-5 teams. And in the West, out of all of those teams, San Antonio makes the best sense because they have all the young players, they have all the picks, they have the money and cap space to absorb.
How do you feel about
and they have
Houston?
somebody playing? No, I would for who? Fred VanVleet?
Hell no.
What
Hell
you
no.
gonna do? What you gonna do?
Oh well, yeah. I just thought about that. They're 9-1 in their last. Yeah, you're right. I was gonna say Jalen Green, but that's toast. And yeah, no, they don't.
Jalen gonna want a trade contract or something close. Salary cap going up.
He ain't gonna get that.
It's
not that many. It's not that many places that he could really go. The Pelicans, but the Pelicans is good for him. And give us Trey Murphy and Herb Jones.
Give up all? No, that's all they wing defense. That's everybody. You would have to give them a wing, but we'll see, man. We could go down this rabbit hole of how to trade for 30 minutes if we wanted to.
But wait, hold on. I do want to just say this before we get into the part of the show that everything going forward, I'm excited for. But I told y'all, man, I've been telling y'all that Trey just did not fit this team. He did not fit this scheme. Our team played like him when he was on the floor, and then mysteriously the team stopped playing like him as soon as he was off the floor. I'm not crazy. I watch all of these games, and I know what I'm talking about. Thank y'all for that.
Kev said put the crack down. Sneaky said the Wizards would be a good place to send them because you could probably get Kuzma. Steph Smith said they give. Oh, Kev said Herb Jones and Trey Murphy is crack. They're not giving them two up for Trey.
Then if we go into the Wizards, I want too much. First of all, I want Denny. Hey, number one, he the most important player. I want Denny. I want Kuzma.
You got to get it too.
Denny, let Denny play the two.
Look, I hear you, but I'm telling you, you're gonna end up going through every team,
Yes.
and then I'm gonna cut 45 minutes of this off.
Yeah.
So,
All right.
but when it comes to Trey and the Hawks, again, they're up now 108-94, and remember you said they started the game like 8-0, losing down
Yes.
8-0.
It's just playing good, like just winning the games that we're supposed to, competing in the games that we're not, and then beating the Celtics 2 times. Now I'm gonna tell y'all, the Celtics are cool. That top 5 is cool. That starting 5 is cool. After that, Joe Mazzulla don't trust nobody on that team. Gas station sushi. I know you ain't heard it in a long time, but he don't trust nobody on that bench. And I saw Luke Cornett get folded by Bruno Fernando like an origami in the 5th grade. You need, if it's that goose that you make, if it's that house that you make, or if it's that dog that you make. Cornett folded.
Yeah, Trey. They said Trey is gonna get traded to the Spurs or the Lakers, and Denny Avdija is not a 2, and the New Orleans Pelicans will try to give us C.J. McCollum, which not gonna happen.
Hell no. At least give me Trey Murphy and Hawkins. I take Hawkins. The kid from UConn who shoot that shit. It's at the end of the lineup.
He could shoot that shit too.
Him
be
and Kobe Buffkin
that'd be ripping
off the
net.
bench.
Shack him. I'm like, why y'all not playing him? Because then Zion go for 25 and 15.
I don't care. Send us Hawkins. Send us Trey Murphy. And you a bitch. This is one of the best basketball anything I've ever seen in my life. I've never number one identified with this so much. Okay, let's go back. Let me explain this. So at the end of the 76ers game, who were they playing against?
So this was like, we got 9 games left in the season. It is now put up or shut up. This is basically, the playoffs have basically started for the play-in teams. They are trying to either get out of the play-in or at least trying to get to that 6-7 seed so they don't have to play twice. Philly, with Embiid being hurt, has fallen to the number 7 seed, if I'm not mistaken. They were playing the Clippers. And
Right.
Philly played tough. The Clippers were at full strength. Philly played tough. It came down to the last possession. Kelly Oubre was going in, and it was basically a foul. He thinks he got fouled. He's yelling, as you can see right here. If you're watching, if you're listening right now, watching the video of him yelling at the refs. Clippers won 108-107. Paul George stopped him, and then Kawhi blocked the shot. He feels like he got fouled. Kelly Oubre went up to each ref, along with Nick Nurse, and said, you a B word, you a B word, and your mama's a B word, and you a B word. Blase, all y'all some B words. And then he walked off, and Nick Nurse was irate. This was funny. He has since apologized, released a statement, said he shouldn't do that, but he was very, very upset.
Shout out to Kelly Oubre, a.k.a. Poppy Tsunami, as some of you may know him as. I think we've all been at work sometimes and wanted to call people bitches. And he pointed at the people who he wanted to call a bitch and said it. He said, you are a bitch, you a bitch, and you a bitch. And they fined him $20,000. I don't think that you probably spent a better $20,000 in a long time. I enjoyed it.
What's Kelly Oubre contract? What's Kelly Oubre contract?
It ain't no whole lot of money. But I think that he's one of those guys. I think that he needs to be a 76er. I think that they found their guy and he found his spot.
So they fined him $100. They fined him $100.
I think that he should stay a 76er. I think that he's excellent for what they're trying to do. Yeah, I like Oubre. I just don't think that he fits on everybody's team. But he is a guy who's kind of fast. He's kind of physical. You know, he don't mind the fracas.
Not at all.
And yeah, that at the end of the day, that's the kind of role player you want.
It is.
But yes, I love this. And I want to.
So Kelly Oubre was big mad. This is going to be an interesting play in because Embiid is now supposed to come back tomorrow, which means he's coming back right to get in shape for the play in, and then they will just dominate their way, and they become the most dangerous team in the East to me. Yeah. If Embiid comes back fully healthy, they become the most dangerous team in the East immediately. There's nothing you can do. Boston can't rebound. Giannis and them, we don't know what's wrong with Dame. Dame is on jury duty with a pulled groin right now.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's the reality of that situation is Celtics can't rebound. Not only can they not rebound, they can't offensive rebound. So you gonna get multiple shots.
Yeah,
and that's just not enough.
And Embiid now, if I'm gonna go back, if Embiid decides to play and be a 7-foot center, I understand you, Akeem, Embiid, Olajuwon, and you want to, dream shake up at the elbow and shoot the three from the top of the key and shoot the free throw. Look, bro, if anything you should have learned from last year is at the end of the day, you can only rely on you. You need to go to the paint like Joker does. That's what makes Joker MVP. Joker and Giannis, the only reason they won MVPs multiple times is because at the end of the day, when they feel like they're not getting a shot or getting any calls, they just go straight to the rim and realize I'm 7 feet, 290 or 300 pounds, and there's nothing that you can do to me. Giannis gets downhill, and you have to foul him or he is going to dunk on you. He is going to dunk on you. He dunked on the whole Hawks team when they beat us. And I just need Embiid. That's what I'm always searching for with Embiid. It's like he'll do it for and I understand he's big and he's had a lot of injuries. He'll do it for a quarter. I'd be like, bro, just do it for the whole second half. Just don't. It's like what we wanted with LeBron in the post. Just don't do nothing but dunk on everybody.
And I'm going to tell you, this is a part that people maybe have not considered. I don't know that his win will be there immediately.
That's why he come back with 9 games.
But he's going to come back and he's going to have time to get his wind up. And he hasn't played in a long time. This is very similar to COVID and the bubble where LeBron and AD got to sit out a long period and then be well rested. He come back for the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to tell you, the rest of these teams are getting closer and closer to falling apart. Our team included. Let's be real. We done had some bad injuries, some heavy injuries, and they're like 20 games. He gonna come back And if that knee is right, the rest of him is been chilling.
Y'all are in trouble. If Embiid come back full street, y'all tough.
You want to know who gonna need the thoughts and prayers to absolute most?
Heat.
Kristaps Porzingis.
Yeah. Kristaps couldn't stop Clint. Clint was giving him the blues.
Well, let me tell you, my boy, this it's gonna be it's getting kind of hectic.
Speaking of the Lakers, dog,
and hectic. This is
the Lakers starters. LeBron. First off, look, I don't know if I'll ever say that LeBron James is better than Michael Jordan. I don't know if I'll ever say, although I do think Victor Wembanyama, if he does not get hurt, it's over with. It's the best player that we ever gonna see until the next 20 years when another player comes. But
next 20 years, they about to make a new one of them every year now. You might as well get used to the 8-foot dribble, shoot, pass.
Well, that's what you had. Well, that's my point. That's what you had with LeBron. You got LeBron came into the league. You already had players like Tracy McGrady that were scorers, but LeBron came in and was like, "Nah, I'm more Magic." And then you had an influx of 6'8", 6'7" guys that are all scoring and passing the ball. Draymond never would have played in the 80s, in the 90s, because he's a 6'6" power point guard, power point something. I mean, he would play defensively, but his role on offense wouldn't be what it is today.
Nah, he would, but he plays in the 90s. He ain't nobody but Dale Davis.
They ain't run no offense through Dale.
No. I'm talking about he just be all defense. He be all defense.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But with LeBron, once LeBron came, you had Melo, LeBron. That 6'2" point guard, that was the beginning of the end for that, right? And then if you can't shoot like Steph, it's over with. Victor Wembanyama is the same way. That's the beginning of the end of the 6'9" center. Okongwu, you better figure it out because it's over with. It's over with. So you're right. They're gonna make a new one every year, but
6-foot player.
in
That's
20
the person who
years,
need to be
we're going to have a
concerned.
7'7" Zach Edey looking
Oh,
person.
Kobe Buffkin in the game. Look at
he's
that.
back, sprained toe. We had 5 sprained
And
toes.
AJ
who?
AJ Griffin in the corner.
Oh. But back to LeBron and the Lakers. LeBron
That's Wes Matthews. My bad.
LeBron went 9 of 10 from threes against the
Oh,
Nets.
yeah, what's up?
He destroyed the Nets, and LeBron had 40. Anthony Davis and the starters all scored 114 of 116 points in Brooklyn, and Gabe Vincent, who just came back, was the only Lakers non-starter to score, and he had 2 points. Cam Reddish had 0. Dinwiddie had 0. Christie had 0. Lewis had 0. Taurean Prince had 0. LeBron had 40. You know, I would, if I'm LeBron, I would channel my inner Kobe. I'd be like, look, y'all starters, y'all go shower up real quick. Y'all be cool. Y'all go change clothes. I just want to come here at the end of the season and say to the bench, I just want to tell y'all one more time when the season over, I can't wait to see y'all bums get traded. Goodbye. That's what Kobe did in practice. That's what I would say to all of these people on the bench. You could trade every single one of them.
I'm not.
Except for Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt's hurt.
I am not. I want the starters to see this because Austin Reeves, D'Angelo Russell, and Rui. If you play like them, you could get traded too. But let me tell you this. I'm
Cleveland Clark had
slapping
41
everybody on the
points.
bench.
Yeah.
I'm slapping all of y'all. Y'all couldn't do nothing. The whole purpose of this game is to score points, and y'all manage between 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 players, 2 points. Divide that up and tell me how much. I don't know what's going on with Jackson Hayes. He can't get on the floor. Is he hurt?
I'm pretty sure he was probably hurt, but it don't matter. I mean, with LeBron having 41, he did get hot from 3, but he definitely just probably looked around and was like, bruh, it is me. And Anthony Davis had like 20 rebounds that game. Like, it was those two. Rui Hachimura played because he was the third guy. He kept getting open shots. D'Angelo Russell got open shots. Austin Reeves got hit some open shots. But it was LeBron and AD. And I'm telling y'all right now, that can't happen for the whole rest of the game, rest of the series.
No. You're going to lose. You're not gonna lose. You're gonna get dog walked if this is your strategy. You're gonna get your ass whooped. If you think it's just LeBron and AD, and you gotta hope that LeBron and AD is healthy because every time they do this, every time they have to do this, just know you're either losing a game physically where they won't play, or they're losing a game where they're gonna run out of gas because they had to do everything in this game for you guys. Unacceptable.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And then, so it's been just it's been chippy the whole end of the season. The past, since really All-Star break, but really the last month, which is what the NBA wants. They want chippiness. Monty Williams, after the game, the second game after the All-Star break between the Knicks and between the Knicks and Detroit, was again another firecracker. If you remember the first game, Detroit lost because of a phantom call or a foul that was not called on Dante DiVincenzo, and then Monty Williams criticized him. He was big mad, said we've been dealing with this crap all year. So then they play them again, and the Knicks, DiVincenzo broke the record for 3-point makes in a game, ironically, against Detroit. And Monty Williams was like, bruh, screw you. I don't like nothing about the Knicks. I ain't got nothing to say about the Knicks. I have no respect. Basically, he was saying I have no respect for him. Josh Hart responded and was like, bruh, if you don't want to be part of the story, you should have told you guys to play better defense. At the end of the day, if you don't like Cam Newton, dab him, keep him out of the end zone. It's the same energy. He's right.
I love this. I loved it. Monty, this is a sucker move by you to say this. I'm going to keep it real. I like you as a coach. I support all the things that you do. Play defense and shut up. It's that simple. You don't want somebody to cook your ass, then stop them. Otherwise, you don't want to be a part of it. It looked like you was a part of it. Look, every time I looked in the tape, looked like your players out there getting barbecued. Too late.
What I will say is this is the part of the 80s and 90s. While I do like records being broken and scoring and all of that stuff, when you were playing in the 90s, and I know I sound like old man on the line with the king. Right. Charles Barkley already said said this in 2000. There's no way I would let Kobe Bryant score 81 points on me. There's no way we would have let anybody broken any records on us in the waning moments of the game, right? I understand if you hit 15 threes and it's a close game, then like Reggie Miller, cool story. Bro, if you hitting trying to break the record in the fourth quarter, you know who else has that energy? Kyrie Irving. Kyrie Irving has it. Remember, he threw the game ball in the stands. He has that energy. If you don't like it, stop him. And if you can't stop him, then fight him. But don't go to the refs. I mean, don't go to the media and be tough talking out to big and bad behind the resource officer because you know they can't get to you. Nah, bro. See me. And you had the same energy because you're talking trash before.
Ain't nothing but space and opportunity, big dog. Hop on out there. You feel away, do something about it, or shut up.
And what you thought was gonna happen after the first time y'all played? The first time y'all played, y'all saying the Knicks didn't deserve to win. So now, all right, now I got to show you that we deserve to win, and now I got to disrespect you even a little bit more, which is crazy.
Happily we'll do it.
Yep. So let's talk about Texas, man. Luka and have they lost yet? They still 11-0 in their last 11 games, 12-1, something like that.
And Luka can't lose. God, dog, man.
Luka and Houston played against. Luka has been on a tear. They've already been playing well. Kyrie has been playing well. But Luka played against Sacramento before they played Houston. And Luka, I'm starting to realize there's an unwritten dialect or rule or conversation that European, Western European, Eastern European players have amongst each other. Vlade Divac and Luka. Oh, apparently Luka has smoke for Vlade. And Luka has, and I went back and I actually looked at the stats of him playing Sacramento. Luka don't never take a game off against Sacramento, ever. We tired, it don't matter. He torches them. And for the first time that I saw, or I read, Luka kind of showed his hand. He said, you should have drafted me while he was pointing at Vlade Divac after he got his 40 whatever point, said, you should have drafted me, hit the clutch free throw to win the game, and kept pointing at him and said, you should have drafted me. And do you know who they drafted in that draft? Instead of Luka?
Bagley.
Marvin Bagley III. If I'm Vlade, I'm
Who,
mad.
oddly enough, is a Washington Wizard now.
Yep. Also, Dentless Striff, you are out of your... I mean, Tony Kukoc, out of your mind. Out of your mind. Tony Kukoc said that Joker could do nothing with Vlade and I forgot the other dude. They said they used to play for the Celtics.
It must be crack. Dino, I know you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah.
Must be crack. It's got to be crack. Don't worry about it. Crack
Yep.
kills. Yeah, if you got that cocaine and Molly cocktail that Diddy passing out, you might get delusional and say anything. That's what it sounds like, Tony Kukoc.
Yep. But Luka played well. Now, this game was not bad now. Oops, I thought I had the media up. This game, my bad. That's what we're talking about. Luka, he should have drafted me. This game wasn't bad. Domantas Sabonis, again, played really well. I think he had another triple-double. He's at 58 quietly. He's right by, I mean, I ain't going to say right behind Luka. Luka at 75. But he ain't far behind. I mean, he's in the top 11 already. And he, mind you, non-all-star.
Non-all-star is crazy. That is where the madness begins, right there. Non-all-star.
Shout
Yeah.
Shout out to Kev. I don't know why the chat not showed up, but it's funny though.
Hold on. What did I miss?
Nah, Kev, he's laughing. He said Vlade the GM, flopping as a GM as well.
That is true.
And then after playing Sacramento, Luka just hitting underhand free throw shots while getting fouled. He's in one of those runs right now that there's really nothing. There's nothing you can do.
Louis bag.
He is
This
in
is
his
some-
bag.
See, you know what the dangerous part about this is? Like, you think about, you see like James Harden, right?
Mhm.
And so from James Harden, you see how he can influence Tyrese Maxey. Tyrese Maxey, I think, has blossomed due to the tutelage of James Harden. What none of us considered was how Kyrie was going to rub off on Luka. And I think this is a perfect example. If Luka can get even some of the touch that Kyrie has, oh my God. Oh, y'all really? You gonna show it, or is it?
We were
This-
getting choppy when I was playing the video.
Yep. But
But I'll
anyway,
try.
we'll post it on the Instagram. The Luka scoop shot from 15. I felt bad because there's nothing you can do but just
Here you go.
shake his hand and
Ooh.
here it is, cross,
I'm a-
got you, and just scooped it.
From the 3-point line.
Ice cream scoop. Gotcha. And this is Jabari Smith, number 2
And that's
pick
good
in the
defense.
draft last year.
That's good
Look at it.
defense.
It's like, what do you do? Why would you do that?
As a coach, what do you do? Because this is a disrespectful shot.
Nothing you can do. You don't defend against the right hand
Look at the bench.
underhand scoop shot.
The bench went crazy. Bench-
I'm thinking of a fade. I'm thinking of a pass. Even maybe like just not that. Coach, if he gets you with that, that
You know what
can't be
this
one
reminds
of the
me
top
of?
7 options.
You know what this reminds me of? Luka may be this generation's Larry Bird for real. Like, where Larry Bird played against the Hawks and Dominique Wilkins, and he scored that 50-something points. And he was hitting so many shots that the bench from the Hawks was like, oh, my God. It was amazing. And Dominique Wilkins had like 50 points too. But Larry Bird was hitting like behind the back, from behind the backboard, left-hand floaters. Like, how do you do that? So I think Luka, he's starting to do that too. And I always talk about comps. I talk about Victor Wembanyama being this generation's, being the new Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I talk about all of these things. Luka's doing stuff that Larry was doing. That's what, when you couldn't explain it, you just be like, man, how the hell?
Way younger, like younger to me though.
I mean, he's younger because he came into the league at 19, right? Yeah, but I mean, Larry ain't start out slow.
And Larry had all the Hall of Famers with him. Luka just got a little piece of team.
Yeah, but there was also he had all the Hall of Famers. That's fine. But Larry would have done that without the Hall of Famers. It don't matter who was on the court.
Larry Bird is universally one of the few people that all African American players like, nah, he was legit. There ain't nobody like, nah, Larry was hey.
hey, I better chill out. And that's another correlation because they talk about Wesley Matthews talking about Luka who's on there. They was like, yo, why y'all talking trash? Y'all letting this white boy take all of y'all touches? Wesley Matthews was like, nah, that motherfucker cold, dog.
Yeah.
Motherfucker cold. Shout out Jeff Teague.
And that's the reason he gave us 71. Deservedly. We ain't we traded him. I was there and you sent me away. He should stomp us out. I would do the same thing.
Hey man, it's starting to be
100%.
summer outside. You starting to have a whole lot of sundresses. And shout out to Grady Dick, the Bad Boys for Life
Anthony
card,
Black. And Anthony Black.
Right in time for sundress season. Somebody tagged P Diddy. I'm sorry, y'all. I wasn't ready for that.
Oh, the best part about this is a limited edition. I'm sure that there
Black
is
Dick
a very
card.
few of these, but yes, for you card collectors, for you sports memorabilia collectors, for you people who just love sports, this is your opportunity to get your hands on Black Dick card. It is you can have this Black Dick card in your hands in no
Not
time
an infomercial
flat.
for Black Dick cards.
Yeah, I mean, it was a moment that you will want to remember for the rest of your life. You want to know where you were the first time you saw Black Dick cards being made. I'm
gonna let you know. This was a custom card by Miles Custom Cards. He posted this 7 days ago. It was bought 6 days, 23 hours, and 30 minutes ago. It took 30 minutes to sell that card. Somebody bought that.
Somebody had to have that Black Dick immediately. the thing about it is
30 minutes? What? Let me get the dick. Let me get the Black Dick.
and this is the thing, maybe
I'm
he
about to
will
edit
make
all
a few
that.
more, and then maybe somebody buys it and they have multiple Black Dicks, and they can all be your prized possessions. You can go home at night and sleep happily knowing that you have all the Black Dicks. You have the whole collection.
Yeah.
It's April Fool's Day. What did y'all
April
expect?
Fools. That's how we ending this. And Sharif Cooper, shout out to Sharif. Signed to play in China. Go ahead, get you a shoe, get you a contract, take the Stephon Marbury route, and live life, man. You could be that guy. Sharif Cooper, he should be in the NBA to me. So
this is
shout out to Sharif.
mind-boggling to me. He's been one of the best players, if not the best player in the G League. What, for the last 4 years?
Yeah, he's
Just
5'9".
dominating. It's something there.
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, if you trying to figure that out, yeah. It was a reason the Hawks traded him. The Hawks traded him because they was like, which he said, there's no way I should be in the G League. I should at least be on the roster. Y'all keeping me up here to not play, and then y'all send me down there in games that don't matter. And he was like, basically it was him and Jalen Johnson. He was like, yo, y'all got to either play me or send me somewhere.
And you know what the messed up part is? You in the G League, and you might be 27, 28 years old, holding on to the end of your NBA career, and Sharif Cooper and Jalen Johnson down there destroying you.
At 23. 23,
That
24 years
part
old.
is
Jalen might be
messed
20.
up, bro. I'm making the best out of this I can, and they are and these two guys can't even get on the roster. It's something. It's something here though. It's got to be him.
Yeah, they said he got a bad attitude. But if I played for the Hawks and I was better than a lot of people that you was playing, TLC, Patty Mills, I'm better than all of them.
Gabbaro.
There's
Ooh.
absolutely no reason. I'd have bad attitude
Gabbaro
too.
in Europe playing somewhere, or the G. He back in the G League. I saw him, hooping somewhere, and I was like, that's the same Gabbaro that couldn't play for us.
I will say they got him
yeah.
listed at 6 feet, and he is nowhere near 6 feet.
Ooh, Booker dropped 52 on the Pellies.
Hey, we about to get, ladies and gentlemen, we've come to the end of the basketball segment of episode 145 of the Splashcast, but I will say that may be the scariest team. Phoenix Suns, because they got 3 players. Even though Bradley Beal may be washed. He may be washed. Bradley Beal may be washed. He missed all the shots that he should have hit. Yep. But with that being said, we've come to the end of the basketball segment. Y'all take 2 seconds. We'll be right back. We'll be back with our football segment, news around the league.
We coming back with liquor too now. We're going to close this thing out the right way.
Liquor? All I got is beer.
Add a little liquor? Well, I'm drinking liquor. Y'all drink what the hell y'all want to. If you got it, drink it. If you got them, smoke them. See you soon. Like, follow, subscribe.
I got a little tequila. But yeah, before we go, shout out to everybody that came and celebrated my birthday with me on Friday. Hey, bro, I there was no theme, but apparently it was tequila. Because I have so much tequila at the house. So I got like 6 bottles of tequila and 75 beers. And we drank 50 beers. And we drank 4 bottles of tequila.
And you know what the funny part was? I went out and then I came home and I was like, let me call them and see if they're drinking. And what we do?
I don't remember you calling until you told me the next day. I was like, bro, I don't know.
Yeah.
I was lit. But we'll be right back. Remember, they can always do what?
Like, follow, subscribe.
Y'all stay tuned. Don't leave. We'll be right back. Football segment on the way. Like, follow, subscribe. Go to Facebook. Go to Instagram. Go to YouTube. Go to Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, splashcast.com, TikTok. We got them all. Twitter, X, whatever y'all want to call it. Dive Team Media, all of those things. Follow. We'll be right back. What I'm about to play? I don't want to play no G Herbo.
Nah, shit on the beat. Real talk. Check. Don't check for me. Unless you got a check for me. I love a bad bitch to death. But they gon' be the death for me. You know I'm way too hot. Turn the heat down to 70. Put the water in the pot. Cause I'ma give you all the tea. Like tea with the crumpets. Pinky up. Oh, you next level, I seem to be above it. I control the numbers like strings on the Muppet. Run it up, nigga. I remember when we used to jig in the function. Didn't take too long for a nigga start pulling out heat in a heated discussion. Had the bullets interrupting, sheesh. I want the peace, they want a piece, so they bring the peace. They need to eat, I need to eat. How'd I survive? Who prayed for me? Must have been my mama and the auntie team. Holy water on my head, feel like OxyClean. South Central boy, I done seen everything. For real, so don't check for me. Unless you got a check for me. I love a bad bitch to death. But they gon' be the death for me. You know I'm way too hot. Turn the heat down to 70. Put the water in the pot. Cause I'ma give you all the tea.
Yeah, we was living check to check. Trying to stack like a checkers king. Made moves like a chessboard floor. So ain't nobody checking me. My silhouette from the 70s. Effortlessly. Charmed the dog, she trying to check for me. I'm in the Czech Republic. Collecting fees from publishing. Don't care for me. Chicago vernacular, check it out. My whole city, the crib, that's the house. Doug, I ever told you about the nigga tried to flex his shoes? He barefoot now. Check on the strong. People in your phone. Few of my homies I ain't seeing no more. I don't even know what my green room for. Cause as soon as my check come, I'ma be gone. Don't pester me. I am not a pessimist. My flow is like a courtesy flush. Meaning I ain't with the extra shit. I'm with the chick from Channel 10. Childhood star like Sarah Lynn. I learned not to treat it like a therapist. Playing dates, checking Michelin restaurants. Got the check and tip.
Don't check for me.
Yeah.
Unless you got a check for me. I love a bad bitch to death. But they gon' be the death for me. You know I'm way too hot. Turn the heat down to 70. Put the water in the pot. Cause I'ma give you all the tea.
Check, yeah.
All right. And we are back, ladies and gentlemen, with our final segment of episode 145 of the Splashcast Monday Night Raw. First off, before we move on, We want to say from the Splashcast, we have had a record number of viewers for our episode live streaming today. We appreciate y'all tuning in. We appreciate y'all liking, following, subscribing. We appreciate y'all telling a friend, tell a friend. We love it here. We got some things coming. This is my cousin Chance calling me, but I will call him back. We will be back. Let's get with some football, man. Are you want to take this shot before or after?
Oh, I ain't got
both?
the shot glass. We can get it done though.
So we're going to start this final segment off with a shot as we get to talk about some football. Bro, y'all know me. It is mock draft season. Listen, Splashcast, I may have stumbled upon a mock draft simulator that allows us to make rooms, which means we will have a mock draft, Splashcast mock draft. If you want to be part of the world, send the Splashcast a DM. We'll add you to the chat. State your name, state your team, state your purpose for being there. We don't like sensitive people. Talk a lot of trash. We have fantasy football. We're also doing a mock draft this year. I'm doing it. Sneaky, part of the world. Shout out to you. He is definitely going to represent the Cowboys. I know that Kev, appreciate it, Sneaky. I know that Kev and Kev and Mike are gonna part of the world gonna do the Eagles. So we got a lot of people for y'all Taints fans out there, all my family and friends out there in Louisiana. Y'all can welcome to be a part. We are gonna make fun of all of y'all because y'all right now are back to being irrelevant, back to the way that things should be. I purchased a lot of paper bags for y'all. I'll be mailing them to you individually. I cannot wait. With that being said, we're gonna start out with what? College? Let's start out. Oh no,
we starting out with here we are, man. Congratulations to birthday 39 for my
39.
guy.
Yes, sir.
This your last year of your 30s. Let it be your greatest year of your 30s. I love you, brother. Happy birthday. Salud, man.
Yes, salud. We'll be right back.
Ooh, all right. Now it's time to talk football.
Tequila tastes like water now after this weekend. Hell. Sneaky said, count him in. We out there. Hey, man, college football. We talked about Carson Beck. Went out there, got that Lamborghini truck. Purchased that fresh off the lot with his NIL money.
Hell of a one up. It's a hell of a one up here.
Not to be outdone, you know, Dion, part of his selling is that we make you the biggest brand ever. Shador, if y'all remember last year, he got sponsored by Mercedes. 2 years ago, he was at Jackson State. He was sponsored by Mercedes. He had the Mercedes on. Last year, he was sponsored by Rolls Royce. He got a Rolls Royce. If you remember, he had the Phantom. This year, Shador won up to everybody and got the first Cybertruck in Colorado with his NIL deal. And I don't think that this was purchased. I think this was probably well, it was purchased, but I don't think it came out of his NIL money. I think his account said, let's say his account said $1 million. I think somebody put $360,000 right there for him to buy that truck.
I want a Cybertruck too. I know it's everything that you shouldn't want in a car. I know all of the issues that
Mr. IA, I know you know. You got all the inside information on this, Mr. Adjuster. I know you know that.
Yeah, and I know it's overpriced. It's not really the best design. I've seen all the things that you know that they say there's. I don't care. This is a absurd pick. If I can afford it, I just want it. This is if I was an athlete, this is my stupid purchase.
You got to have listen. Every year that I make $1 million, I'm affording myself to make a stupid purchase. If I have $1 million, I'm not.
For my birthday, I'm gonna come on right out. Hey, y'all know it's April 14th. Here it is. Bought something stupid. I'm not even opening the comments so I can hear because I don't care. I did it. And I'm going to do it again next year. And every year that the Lord allows me to be on this planet, I'm going to have one good fuck up. and that's gonna be it right there. And
The
man,
Cybertruck.
now that I did hear that this truck is not great for cold weather, so
It is the
interesting
worst
to-
truck that you could possibly have to be a truck. It can't ride through water. It can't be in cold weather. It can't be left out in the heat too long. Like, it is built for Mars. It's built for space.
Yeah.
But shout out to Shador, man. And quietly, Colorado, I don't know how quiet you could be, but Deion ain't never gonna take his foot off the media. You are going to keep Colorado's name in the media's mouth as long as he's there. Pause if necessary, because But with tequila flowing, it's about to get silly. When have we said that before?
Silly. Yes. You see, I got the rave lights in the back for your
I
birthday.
see you. I see you. But then also, quietly as kept, this is something we reported on last year at the end of the football season. Warren Sapp made a declaration. He said, I'm going to finish my degree. And he also said, I'm doing this so I could go with Coach Prime because he has a movement, and I'm going to be a coach there. And I'm going to get my foot in the door of being a coach because I know I'm a good coach. Shout out to him for actually following through. As somebody that is a habitual procrastinator, this is something that I admire. You said it, you wrote it down, and you decided to move forward with it. Shout out to Warren Sapp for not only getting his degree, but also becoming a quality control analyst. I expect big things from this. Shout out to Deion.
And this is a guy who I want to play for 100%. Who? Warren Sapp is the coach? He's about that. Like, he's an old school real football player. Hey man, nah. And I'm not the biggest, like, pause if I'm applicable, but Warren Sapp is a real football player. I'm not the most athletic. I'm not the most anything. I'm just good. How about that? Is good good enough?
Well, he's a tight end. He one of them dudes. It was a tight end, and it was like, nah, bro, this you blocking too well. Like, you manhandling the defensive line. It's like, why don't you play D tackle?
Yep.
That's a hell of a jump. Tight end to D tackle. I can see tight end to defensive end, but tight end D tackle is crazy.
Ain't that the same thing with Jason Kelsey? Didn't he go playing tight end or running back, or fullback? One of them. He didn't go as an offensive lineman.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, if you good, they gonna find you. If you good, UConn's up 5 on USC. What if we did through all of this and then UConn and South Carolina playing the championship?
I mean, I expect South Carolina to be there. The rest of y'all get it how you live.
Well, you all right, Sneaky. We did see a wide receiver turn into an offensive tackle. But shout out to Colorado, man. They are
DK Metcalf.
Stick him. DK Metcalf run with that stick him on his hands because he can't catch. Other news.
Don't go out there and run straight, boy.
Other news. Let's talk about the Falcons real quick. So I'm gonna reposition some of these.
Go ahead, do your thing, man. It's your birthday. It's your world.
Well, let's talk about Raheem Morris first. Raheem Morris finally this past week had a discussion with or had a interview where he talked about all of the free agent moves. He talked about Kirk Cousins, but he said the reason that he's a big fan of Darnell Mooney is because Darnell Mooney is an elite separator. He's a guy with gas, a guy that can get the ball in his hands and make plays. If y'all remember on Reggie's recaps, I made the point, and Norwood made the same point, a similar point on one of our episodes talking about the Falcons. The Falcons have gotten Kirk Cousins to be a game manager. He's a game manager. You get guys like Mooney who have a lot of speed that the Bears use. He was their drags guy. Drag is a route that goes shallow cross across the field, right behind the defensive line in front of the linebackers normally if they drop into a zone. When you get a guy like that has 4.38 speed, and you compare him with Rondale Moore, who has 4.35 speed, and Bijan Robinson, who has 4.4 speed but can juke you out of your pants, and then you still have two elite pass catchers that are 6'7", 6'8". I'm sorry, 6'6", 6'5". I was thinking basketball. I see what they're doing. Kirk Cousins has to do nothing but get the ball out on time and not turn the ball over. And that's why you sign guys like this. And
it's very simple. Hey, Kirk, do your job and do it fast. Now, that is the thing. It ain't no piddle paddle. Well, you ain't got all day. Do your job and do it fast, and that's it. But this is the thing. We're going to have multiple options for you. And the way that this draft keeps working out, I understand that y'all want an edge rusher, but we ain't hit on edge rushers. And I told y'all years and years ago, maybe sometimes it's things that we can't do. So what I'm going to tell you, what I would rather do is go get Malik Neighbors.
You have Malik Neighbors to that. Okay, so we here because the tequila's here now. I didn't pour the second shot without even thinking. Just went on to it.
You see what I did? Salute, my brother. Oh, that too.
You about to get to it, y'all. The thing about the Falcons and Malik Neighbors is they've already recommitted to Kyle Pitts. They have doubled down on Kyle Pitts. They basically want to re-sign him if they can, if he has starts to have a decent season. There's only so much football that can go around. You got Bijan and Algier, and somebody in the press kit says something to the Falcons like, "Hey, y'all need to talk about Algier," because now they're starting to talk about him even more. There you still have Kyle Pitts, Drake London, Darnell Mooney, Rondale Moore. That's 6 people. And if you add Malik Neighbors, I understand adding Malik Neighbors or any receiver to this bunch because you need a Z receiver. But I just don't know how you distribute the ball and keep everybody happy.
I'm not interested in keeping everybody happy. I'm interested in keeping Kyle Pitts and Drake London happy and Malik Neighbors. Mooney, congratulations.
But be clear.
What was the name of the show? You Otis. Now you know you somewhere else, but you Otis, bro. Oh, I didn't do that. Mooney heard me.
Mooney heard you now. Mooney said, ha, 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 ha. My cousin worked for YouTube. Well, anyway, what he's trying to say is that Mooney is probably the most expendable. He and Rondale Moore. If you do, to add to Sneaky, if you do have a chance, all right. If you do have a chance to get Malik Neighbors, I think you take him. Malik Neighbors, because of what we'll talk about next, in the last couple weeks, Malik Neighbors has been falling to the Falcons. All the defensive ends have fallen to the Falcons. Terrion Arnold. We have a chance to get a DB. We do need DBs there. All of them have been there. So to answer your question, Sneaky, we have a chance to get Malik Neighbors. I have mock draft myself to get Xavier Legette to answer those questions, guys. I've gotten Xavier Legette in the second round. There has been, for what it's worth, you have Verso returner. There has been rumblings of us going for Latu. So we have been linked to Turner and Latu. I have not seen a lot of Jared Verse news when it comes to the Falcons in offseason. But we are starting to see, Norwood, you still there? We are starting to see the meteoric rise. Well, this is the Reggie recap version now, so we here now. We're starting to see the meteoric rise of the quarterbacks that happens every single time. So one person that has risen as of recently is Michael Penix Jr.